Welcome to Mapping Minerals Diplomacy, an explainer series that brings clarity to the deals, players, and policies shaping the global race for critical minerals. I'm your host, Gracelin, Director of the Critical Minerals Security Program at CSIS. Today, we turn to Guinea, a coastal country in West Africa. Guinea is home to some of the biggest bauxite and iron ore projects in the world. And as the U.S. races to reduce reliance on China, it is increasingly becoming a strategic jurisdiction for bilateral cooperation. Despite being small in size, Guinea is the recipient of a growing amount of exploration investment. Between 2019 and 2023, exploration investment tripled from $25 million to $89 million in 2023. Guinea also holds the world's largest bauxite reserves, accounting for nearly 25% of global supply. If you've touched an aluminum can, driven a car, or flown in an airplane, there's a good chance that Guinea's bauxite helped make it possible. Guinea has nearly doubled its bauxite production from 70,000 metric tons in 2019 to 130,000 metric tons in 2024. But Guinea's bauxite isn't just critical for aluminum. It may also hold the key to securing gallium, a vital input for semiconductors, since gallium is extracted during the aluminum smelting process. After China imposed a ban on gallium exports to the United States, Guinea's role in global supply chains became even more strategic. So what's the story of Guinea's bauxite? Well, for years, Indonesia was the biggest supplier of bauxite to China, providing 70% of what China needed to produce aluminum. But in a bold move, the Indonesian government banned exports of unprocessed bauxite. The goal? To force China to build refineries in Indonesia instead of shipping raw ore out and adding value elsewhere. But the plan hit a snag. Investors hesitated, unsure if Indonesia had high-quality bauxite reserves needed to justify billion-dollar smelters. So what did China do? It stockpiled Indonesian bauxite and then quietly pivoted. Enter Guinea. Chinese companies flooded in, financing new bauxite operations in Guinea, home to some of the world's richest reserves. In just 1 year, Guinea's mining exports surged by 79%. Meanwhile, Indonesia began walking back the ban in 2017, trying to ease the pressure on local miners and buy more time for smelter construction. But the damage was already done. The country had lost its grip on global bauxite flows, and Guinea has remained one of the world's biggest producers. Between 2015 and 2020, Guinea's bauxite exports more than quadrupled, with most of its exports going to China. But Guinea's potential goes far beyond bauxite and gallium. It also holds significant deposits of iron ore, gold, diamonds, graphite, and rare earth elements. And yet, despite this immense endowment, Guinea remains underdeveloped in terms of both mining production and downstream processing. The United States has a strategic interest in diversifying its critical mineral supply chains, and that includes building trusted partnerships in West Africa. But let's be clear, cooperation must go beyond extraction. It must focus on infrastructure, local value addition, and supporting Guinea's broader economic development. Mining has spurred major infrastructure projects in the country. The Simandou mountain range in southeastern Guinea is home to Africa's largest mining and infrastructure project. Stretching over 100 kilometers, its subsoil holds one of the richest high-grade iron ore reserves in the world, estimated at 1.5 billion tons. A consortium led by Rio Tinto recently began construction on the 650-kilometer Trans-Guinean Railway, which will connect the massive Simandou iron ore deposit to a planned port at Matakong, near the Sierra Leone border. The infrastructure investment is estimated at $17 billion, a cost the consortium considers worthwhile, given the scale and high-grade quality of Simandou's reserves. But some challenges continue to undermine the development of the mining sector. First, increasing regulatory certainty will be crucial. Guinea's mining code has been revised multiple times over the past decade. While reforms have been made, permitting can still be slow and sometimes unpredictable. Second, As the figure shows, Guinea is currently ranked 141st out of 180 countries in the Transparency International Corruption Perception Index. Bringing transparency to the governance of natural resources will be key to attracting responsible investment. Third, enhancing the innovation ecosystem will be crucial to ensuring that Guinea is a cost-competitive mining jurisdiction. Guinea currently ranks 132nd out of 132 countries in the Global Innovation Index. And finally, local development concerns remain. Communities want to see tangible benefits, jobs, infrastructure, schools, not just exported minerals. Guinea's gross national income per capita is $1,300. This is significantly below the global average of $13,100. Strikes and social unrest have impacted mining operations in recent years. A nationwide strike in February 2024, for example, led to the closure of businesses and impacted mining operations. However, these are very solvable obstacles through good resource governance and implementing fiscal, legal, and regulatory reforms. Strengthening U.S.-Guinea cooperation is key for supporting Guinea's economic development and U.S. mineral security. American firms have already advanced strategic interests in Guinea. Philadelphia-based Alcoa is joint owner of one of the biggest bauxite projects in Guinea. So what does effective U.S. government support look like? It means helping de-risk strategic mining projects through the Development Finance Corporation. It means investing in infrastructure that connects mines to markets, not just for bauxite, but for emerging opportunities in rare earths and gallium. It means building public-private partnerships to support local processing and job creation. With the right partnerships, Guinea can move from being a source of raw materials to a key player in global supply chains. I'm delighted to welcome the Honorable Bouna Sylla, Minister of Mines and Geology for the Republic of Guinea. Minister, we first met at the Cape Town Indaba, so I'm so delighted that we get to host you again here in Washington.
Thank you for having me.
So my first question to you is, Guinea has been a long-term bauxite producer, but how does the country move into value addition?
Thank you for that, for this question. You are right. Guinea is the largest, has the largest bauxite resource in the world, 30% roughly. And in 2024, 25% of world aluminium production comes from Guinea bauxite. We have just one refinery. It's not normal. Because that we changed the vision of our mining sector to develop end-to-end, to have more value chain in the country, and then to improve the life of the country. How we can change the paradigm, rich country, but poor people. For that, the processing is the key. We have 8 to 9 mining company has commitment to build a refinery in the country, but they never build it. To accelerate this transformation in our country, April 2022, the president received all the mining companies to say to them, we respect the commitment we signed with you, but you have also to respect the convention we signed with us. To be pragmatic, we allow 2 or 3 companies to mutualize the effort and investment to build the refinery. This is the first decision we had with the mining companies. And the second is not just to transform bauxite to alumina. The vision is to go to aluminium, because the aluminium is the key. Now aluminium become a critical minerals for EV, for energy also, for construction, for everything, and for can. Guinea is tropical country. We have 6 months wet season. If we build our own house, the roof is aluminium, but we import this aluminium. It's not normal. we changed our mindset on that. The first aluminium project, the construction start last March by Chinese SOE. Why we pushed the Chinese company had the commitment to sign to transform the bauxite in Guinea. It's not just to have alumina, because during the processing from bauxite to alumina, they extract the gallium. That allows us to have the control of all the different minerals we have in the bauxite. And then if they extract the gallium, that allows us to sell it to our partners. This first refinery, the construction will finish end of 2027. And also we have discussion with Alcoa, with Rio Tinto to build CBG refinery. We're moving forward on that. We need the US government support for this project. And also with Chinalco, with all of them, they have to build a refinery in the country. This is the commitment they have. Recently, we have one partner from EAU. We signed the agreement with them since 2004. 21 years, they never build, they never respect their commitment. Now we remove the concession to allow us by ourselves to build this refinery, because we need to improve the relationship with our international partners. Guinea has strong relation with US since our independence. The US support Guinea independence when we got our independence from France. The first foreign investment we receive in the country is from Alcoa, it's US investment. For that, it's important for Guinea government to improve the relation with US. We have the good political relations, but the vision of the president is to bring up the economic relation than the political relations. And we are close to US in terms of logistics. It's 6 hours by airplane, by flight. And also we are maritime coast, Atlantic coast. If we produce the critical minerals in Guinea and the process in Guinea, it's easier for US to buy it from Guinea than Australia or China. They are far from US. And also we have a lot of challenge on that. The first one is energy. We are working on it. We have now we are building 300 megawatt hydro plant, and also we have the system in our sub-region to have a network to exchange the energy between our neighboring countries, and also to invest in the education to prepare the young Guinean will work in this new industry coming.
6 hours is very close. It's closer than it is to get to London, in fact. We sometimes lose sight of that. You know, I want to actually ask you a question more about new investment coming into Guinea. How do we see steps to streamline the permitting process for new projects?
Excellent. It's a good question. Since 2022, we started the reform for the cadastre, mining cadastre, to make it more transparent. The cadastre is already online, but we would like to give the opportunity to investors, don't need to buy his ticket, flight ticket, to come to Guinea, to go to the hotel, to spend the money, but from Washington to apply online, to get his permit, and then to pay. You don't need to travel for Guinea for that. This is the first. And to put all the information online, because if you would like to reduce the corruption in the country, you have to digitalize more. If you have all the information is on the cadastre, that's reduce the possibility for corruption, and then that's bring in the country the good investors. What we would like, we need to have the good investor, because if you have the good investor, you receive more impact of the investment, not just to export the raw material, but to bring to recently we moved from $70 million We double our bauxite production to export just raw material, but now we need to diversify our partner in the mining sector. Especially for that, we need to improve, to reform the cadastre. We also put in place one-stop shop to accelerate the coordination between the administration to deliver to accelerate the permit and some authorization needs by mining company approval. That also it's online. We are finalized all this reform end of October. Everything will done, and then to start to give the new license, the permit to investors.
Digitizing mining cadastres is such a crucial step to, like you said, both bringing transparency but enabling global investors so they don't have to get on a plane. So the pace at which you're doing that is truly remarkable. I want to turn to another question. You know, earlier we talked about how the gross national income per capita in Guinea is $1,300. One of the big challenges that we have is how to make sure that the benefits of the mining sector are helping everybody and ensuring that everyone is better off. You talked a little bit about education. In your opinion, how do we turn the benefits of mining into something that benefits the broader Ghanaian population, making sure that everybody's lives are better for having natural resources?
Excellent question. For that, the president put in place the program called Simandou 2040, different of Simandou project. It's the vision of the country to the plan, our country development plan for next 15 years, from now to 2040. This program have 5 pillars. The first one is agriculture, industry, and trade. The second is education and culture. The third one is infrastructure, energy, transportation, and IT. The fourth one is economy, finance, and banks, insurance. And the last one is about health. To reduce the country reliance to the mining sector and to give more impact, he said, now, for example, we received the biggest mining project in the world, mining and infrastructure project in the world, 20 billion investment. Simandou, now in our economy size, is big cake in the small plate. The challenge we have, how we can change this to make Simandou the small cake in the big plate, to transform the whole economy. And for that, we have the local content policy we put in place in September 2022. This local content policy has 3 priorities. The first one, to give the jobs opportunities to Guineans. The second, to give the jobs, the business opportunities to Guinean entrepreneurs. And the third one is to improve the skill of Guinean and the transfer of technology. And without that, we also use the mining infrastructure to catalyze other sectors. For example, we have Simandou Railway and CBG Railway to allow those infrastructures to have general freight transportation, not just to transport the minerals, and also passenger. That's facilitate the connectivity between different areas of the countries, and also to unlock our potential agriculture potential, and to develop the logistic platform, and to make our economy to use the mining sector as catalyst for our whole economy. That's the vision we have to transform to give more impact, mining impact in the country, to develop, to change the paradigm, a rich country in terms of mining resources, but poor countries.
And as you said, diversifying the economy, things like agriculture are so important to deriving more economic benefits, food security, jobs, etc. Now, Minister, I want to turn to one last question, which is the relationship between the United States and Guinea. You know, it's been one of the most long-standing relationships in Africa economically with companies like Alcoa. Can you tell us a little bit about how the U.S.-Guinea relationship is shifting, and how, in your opinion, the U.S. can better support the development of Guinea's mining sector?
Guinea and US, we are partners. One example, for Simandou project. As you know, the majority of the investment comes from China. But the president said the locomotive has to be American. We give the contract to Waptec. Waptec, it's an American company, have the contract to supply the Simandou project locomotive, roughly more than 500 million US contract. Without that, the good example for American companies is Alcoa. Alcoa is Guinea since 62 years. We signed the agreement with them October 1st, 1963. The convention never removed. They are good investor, good company. Now 99% of the CBG is run by Guineans. And also Guinea, we have a lot of potential for critical minerals needs by American industries. Lithium, cobalt, copper. We have known resources in terms of graphite. I think it's the second graphite project in Africa. Also scandium, titanium, and gallium. Why gallium? Because we are the biggest producer of bauxite. We would like to move as one of the most important country in terms of alumina refinery. That give us the possibility to provide the gallium to US industry. I think Guinea, it's land of opportunity. We are a stable country, transparent mining code. We are compliant with EITI since July 2014. We continue to improve the business climate in the country. They are welcome in Guinea. Guinea is the land of the opportunity. I think it's important now for American investors to open the eyes. Guinea is not far. You just close your door to come to Guinea to invest and to develop common interests between US and Guinea.
Guinea is certainly a very rich basket of resources, and it's been great to see so much American investment go into Guinea, which is really the kind of bedrock for a stronger minerals diplomacy relationship. Minister, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
And with that, that brings us to the end of this episode of Mapping Minerals Diplomacy. In future episodes, we'll explore how other countries are shaping their minerals diplomacy strategies and how the U.S. can better deploy its tools to compete. Thank you for watching. I'm Gracelin. See you next time on Mapping Minerals Diplomacy.